My name's Adam Walls. Welcome to Business Value Streams. I've over 25 years experience in business and enterprise architecture and a senior enterprise architect at Ardoq and the designer of the Business Value Stream solution. You should get a good insight from this video of how it works in the product and the value that you'll get from implementing this solution. So this is rooted in business architecture best practice and can be integrated with Ardoq's enterprise architecture model all the way down to your applications, but all the way up to your strategy. And it focuses on the flow of value rather than the connection of things, which is a really good way for you to talk to your business leaders, as they'll also have this shared interest. Now in business, we often find that organizations are misaligned and fragmented, and this can be for a variety of reasons, but often it's because it's complex. And people have different needs, and aligning those needs and understanding where to invest is quite a tricky thing. So often they have competing priorities with unclear impact on what would happen if you do something about this. Also a no shared view of how value is created. If you can understand how value is created across your organization, you can start to align your organization to it. And there's an element of doing the right thing versus doing things right. If you're focusing on the individual things and you don't know how they all interact and connect with each other, and it's difficult to know whether you're doing the right thing, and you may just be focusing on doing that thing better. And investment scattered across misaligned initiatives. So distributing your investment means that it's quite often hard to identify where you should put your investment. So business value streams really enable us to start to view the organization from a much higher level, and we can align the things in the organization, such as business capabilities and processes and even applications, to the delivery of that value. We can also identify where the value is stuck. Now, the key features here are we have 3 surveys which set up your value streams. The first one, the enterprise architect can complete, which sets up the value stream component type and who owns it. And then they can set up a broadcast, which is also in the solution, which then triggers another survey to the value stream owner, who can build the value proposition with another survey, which asks for the value proposition. The value proposition is what the value stream delivers. And then there's a third survey, which can be sent to the value stream owner, which identifies each of the individual value stream stages, who are the stakeholders, and what are the business capabilities and or processes that deliver the value to that value stream stage. Once that's done, the value stream is set up in Ardoq and can be viewed through a number of ways, through reports that are already established. There's dashboards and also viewpoints, which allow you to view the value stream estate through a variety of different ways that I'll be showing you now. So the key benefits: see who creates value, see what creates the value and for who. You can start to prioritize where you can target your actions, and then you can align things behind where they deliver value. What's included in the solution: pre-built templates, the surveys to set it up, a capability to value stream modeling interface so you can reference your capabilities of delivering that, an integration through the capability model to other Ardoq architectural models, stakeholder ready views, which you can use to demonstrate your value stream estate, and then guidance from Ardoq's solution experts. And the outcomes will be value stream mapping and visualization, aligned business capabilities to value streams, stakeholder driven prioritization, and some clear metrics for value delivery performance. Let's go and have a look at this now. Okay. Once the surveys are completed, the value stream is created. In this case, it's hire to retire. There's the value proposition, and here are the value stream stages with what each one is delivering, and there's a flows to reference between each one, and here's your value proposition. From there, we can view the stakeholders, and here you can see the stakeholders down the left hand side and each of the steps, and with the stakeholders on each of the references is stakeholder in reference. There are these 3 fields, which are whether this stakeholder triggers the value stream stage and what their power and influence is. So you can do some stakeholder management here. You start to understand who your key stakeholders are and the ones you should be managing. There's a slightly easier view here, which is dependency map, and here you can see all of the stakeholders and their trigger, power and influence fields, and This is quite useful because you can start to identify not just the ones with all the power, but if you have two triggers for this for a value stream stage, and that's a place to look. Now in this case we can see that the VP of HR and Human Resources as an organization both are down as triggers of this. Now that's interesting because you would generally only have one, and if you have two, then that's certainly a place to look. And as we can see here, both have full power and full interest. Now in this case we can see that Human Resources are stakeholders in all the way through this, but the VP only in this one. So it could be that the VP triggers the whole thing and then HR take over. Certainly it's worth investigating why that's the case. Now, if this is an internal organization and that's an external organization, say customer onboarding, for example, that becomes really interesting because then you might have two different onboarding processes, for example. So it's definitely a place to look. And here we have the business capability model. All the business capabilities that deliver each of the value stream stages, and in this case, we have their maturity assessment. So here you can see the same phase as we looked at before, the workforce planning, and this one has three very low maturity capabilities and a couple of medium level maturity capabilities. So again, that would probably be an interesting place to go and have a look at, especially as it's the first stage of the hard to retire process. So maybe the one that causes the pain, you might be able to find out. Certainly it's an interesting view. With the solution, we get some dashboards. In this case, we have the estate dashboard that tells you how many value streams you have, the business capabilities enabling the value streams, and in this case, the processes enabling the value streams, and how many business capabilities aren't enabling value streams. And in this case, we also have the average number of stakeholders per value stream stage. Here is the data governance or data quality dashboard where we can see when things are missing. For example, this one, value streams missing value proposition, or this one has missing metadata and this hasn't changed in 34 days. So again, that's somewhere to go and look at. Things like missing stakeholders or missing business capabilities or processes. So the next steps, we've got a number of resources to get you up and on your way. We have the purpose, scope and rationale document, which is a detailed document of the thinking behind value streams and where our thinking came from to create the solution, and an awful lot of information about value streams. The meta model, which is our detailed technical design and how to build it in Ardoq.